Welcome back. Today we're going to talk a little bit about business under the influence. We've had interactions with business people that were just completely under the influence, and they're pretty funny stories.
Someone's sitting in their living room, throwing them back, and they start responding to ads, text messages, and basically what you're trying to do to generate a lead. And then you contact the person and they have no idea who you are. They don't want to talk to you. They're like, what are you talking about? I don't need to do nothing. And you're like, but sir, you filled out this form. I have your IP address, and even it gave me the size underwear you were wearing that night when you filled out the form. What are you talking about? And as he's lighting his Marlboro and he's hugging his girlfriend, Janet, you're trying to explain to him. He's like, nah, dude, no, all set. And he hangs up, and you're looking at this lead, and you're like, he filled this thing out on a Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Wait, what would cause him to do that? Cue the bottle of añejo. Alcohol will influence someone to engage. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are one of those people, please reel it in. Chill out, because there are good salespeople trying to follow up with you, and then you play dumb the next day, right? Just like the person you met at the bar. You got to remember things. You got to know what you're doing. Keep yourself in check. We recently had a guy.
Wait, are you talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Okay, wait. All right, if we're going to talk about this now.
No, we are talking about homeboy.
Well, I was going to say,
He calls us up. He was like 1 inch away from when you see somebody's too drunk and they hug you and kiss you and they're like, I love you, bro. We don't know this guy from a hole in the wall.
We're traveling.
And he was like, oh, I like you guys a lot.
Wait, are you talking about at the hookah bar?
No.
Who are you talking about?
The guy we got on the phone and started dropping other names of people that he knew. And he's like, oh, yeah. So this guy, we were doing our canvassing and we saw that this guy looked like he could potentially be a good fit to work with us.
Good branding.
Really good branding. So when someone has a good brand, it means they give a shit. So it
means they may have a good foundation to really build something.
Maybe they might be open to growing and going to the next level and having the guts and the organs to do so. So we reached out to this guy, and he's all buddy with us, like real quick.
Really, yeah, he loved us. It was great.
It was a little too much.
Yeah, telling us where you lived.
It was a little weird. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like you guys a lot.
And at first we thought, he did really well. He's a professional guy.
And then when I invited him out for coffee, something in a professional setting, I'm not going to go boozing it up. Okay, so I said, let's get a coffee, like a sober professional. He goes, coffee? What you talking about?
No, you're making him sound like an old dude. He said coffee. He was like mad aggressive.
I was like, what? What do you mean? What? Why can't we have a coffee?
Literally that.
We had a soda pop. What do you want? So he made fun of me for wanting to get coffee, and he started talking about going to grab a drink. Okay, maybe I'm not going to judge. Some people enjoy alcohol, whatever. Moderation.
Meet him in a nice lounge. I don't know.
Maybe one dropper every year. Who knows? To each their own. But it went from, I love you, man. I'm going to work with you guys. You know what? I'm going to contact you guys tomorrow. Those words, he said tomorrow. Now, us as a professional consultant, we categorize and log and put that into our memory to follow through on what the potential client wanted. Follow my words. He said, I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow. So that means for us as consultants to touch base with him tomorrow, right? You following me? This is one of the biggest pump fakes in the world. The person says yes under the influence.
We don't know if he was, but he probably was.
I'm pretty damn sure. So the next day when we did what was requested,
So wait.
When we did what was requested.
I called him around mid-morning. No answer. Okay. That's all right.
Then
That's
I
all right.
tried to call him.
Later in the day.
And let's preface this with requested by client. Requested by client.
Potential client.
He asked us to call him.
He answers while me and Andy were not together at the end of the day. I call, he calls. We're on the same line. So I called in the morning. Andy called midday. You know what? Let's try him one more time. He asked us to call today. We know we're not going to bother him because he requested this. I call him, merge Andy in real quick. He's on the phone.
And then he's like,
"Hey, you fucking cocksuckers.
Why are you guys calling me?
I'm with family, you fucking cocks."
Like, what? Whoa.
Relax, bro.
Hold on.
Hold the boat.
Dude, when that happens, I'm more curious to think that they think I'm someone else.
Yeah.
Because I had somebody that thought we were someone else once, and then they apologized after. They said, "Oh, I'm sorry. The person calling me has the same name, Andy. I didn't know it was you." Okay. But the guy bugged out on us. Stop calling. Like, what? Bro, you asked us to call you. Do you remember what you just asked us to do? When you ask somebody to call you, what am I supposed to do? Just not call
Hey, you
you?
motherfucker.
What am I supposed to do? Not call you?
So we once
Yeah.
had a meeting. Pretty big company.
Really successful guy.
Very, very, very successful guy. So we had a meeting with this guy. We were invited to a very, very, very high-end, top 5 most expensive complexes in Boston.
Yeah, it was like,
We have a couple friends who live in there so we knew the area. We went in, we went up to his floor.
so he basically had this whole penthouse converted to
Half office, half living, kind of.
Yeah.
And so we sat down at this conference table and we're waiting.
He's dressed down. He's rocking Yeezys.
Yeah,
He's got the baseball hat, and he's like,
just shorts on.
Yeah. And this is like a really pretty successful dude.
Yeah, no, very successful.
Yes.
Very successful. Good guy, great guy. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, nothing that we say is he's a great guy.
But he told us, like, hey, I
Had a
smashed
fucking
last night.
crazy night last night.
Oh, well,
But the thing that was funny is that he came out looking like that. Honestly, he just looked like he had a night.
Yeah.
And then there was this guy with him that was all
Proper.
dressed up proper, like glasses and everything, spiked hair, and they sat down. And the dude sat down, and he was just like he had his like hat like this, like he was just all up front, and he just sat down in his chair and just plopped in.
Yeah, he was like that. Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
and we were just talking to him, and we're like, so, we took it a little bit more casual because you take the cues of the people who you're meeting with. We were like, you know what, let's sit back, let's have a casual conversation about what we're offering, which he was very interested in. And it was funny because we were talking to his, I don't know,
a manager or something.
his manager or something. I don't even know what his position was, but we were talking to him, talking to the main guy through his manager or through his assistant or whatever it was. And it was just a really interesting thing because the guy didn't say anything the whole time. He just sat there, kind of went on his phone a little bit, was just out of it, just shooting the shits with us. And then at the end of the meeting, he was like, "I want it all."
Yeah.
He was like,
and then like it was yeah.
He was like, "I want it all. I want I want all of it. I want this, and that." And we were like, okay. And then I don't really know where it went, but then we left, and it was a very interesting because it was just this is one of those guys that you see on the TV. Mm-hmm. You see in commercials, you see on billboards. It was him, but he was fucking hungover, and he just plopped in the chair and just had a meeting. It was a really interesting experience.
We had another meeting with another guy, and I was talking to him for a few months, and then we traveled for business, and I realized, wait a minute, that guy's down the street. I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, holy shit. So I texted him. I said, dude.
We're out one night at this lounge.
I said, let's meet up. So we met up, and the place that we went was an interesting spot.
Yeah. We love those interesting spots.
We didn't, I don't know, like, they tried to sit us in one place, and I was like, yeah, the light's shining in my eye. I don't want to sit here. And they sat us
At a different table.
A different area, but that different area had some
interesting people.
Different.
And like
different.
We're talking about like maybe Russian mob type thing. Like maybe like we don't know. We don't know. But
we don't know.
But they smoke Russian and have a lot of money. But you know, but it was an interesting place nonetheless. Good music. You know, whatever. It was a good vibe. It was relaxing.
For the record, we didn't know where the fuck we were.
No, it was in the middle of fucking nowhere.
We wanted to go to some
great.
kind of place, like a social place, like
just relax,
like a lounge to go meet with a potential client. So we're like Googling places. I'm like, let's go here.
Yeah.
Right?
He comes.
We pull in McLarens.
Yeah.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Beamers.
But
Mercedes. And I'm like, wow,
this place was in the middle of absolute nowhere. Like
nowhere.
Literally, like you pull up, we're in the middle of neighborhoods, nice neighborhoods. You pull up and there's this, it literally looks like it was a dirt parking lot with bushes all around the place. And you pull up and you don't see the cars in there. So I'm thinking, where the fuck are we going right now? Like this looks like it could be either bad or worse. And so we pull up and then fucking nice cars everywhere. And we're like, all right, this is a dope spot.
A lot of powerful people, influential people going to this lounge to either smoke hookah, have a drink, whatever, enjoy some music. There was a DJ. And like we're sitting there and I'm looking around at these cats that are kind of they're there and
we got the tea. They had really good tea.
Yeah. So the potential client meets us. He's like 2 hours late. He's like, oh yeah, hey bro, what's up? Good to see you. And you know, he sits down and
it's pretty obvious that he's not sober.
Yeah,
it's pretty obvious.
He's already, you know, he had a few.
Yeah.
he had a few, and then I was gonna be polite and ask him if he wants something, and he's like, yeah, get me an old fashioned. I'm like, you sure about that?
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
We're literally, like I said before, we're sitting there, we're drinking tea. I'm eating honey by the spoonful. Literally mixing the tea. Like,
are you sure about that? He's like, yeah. So we order him the old fashioned. He gets another one. You know, he's
We're talking.
But when you're talking business like that, and potentially someone can make a decision.
Yeah, we didn't. So it got to the point where he was going to, and we were like, listen, let's talk again. Tomorrow, another time. You know, I love that you're interested, but we're not. I said, listen, we're in a social setting. We can talk about what we can do. We can worry about all the contracts and all that stuff at another time. And it was just,
because when someone is drinking, they can make decisions that they're not really. You know, they can make a rash, quick decision without. Let's say someone wasn't qualified, or someone really couldn't swing it, and then they just did it,
or not even that, or they just didn't want to, and they had that influence, obviously the liquid influence, and we don't want to. We didn't want to do that. We didn't want to. But it was just a very interesting thing because he sat at like the corner, or we were at a table. I was facing Andy, and then he sat at the right side, and we were just talking, and the more we spoke with him, we realized he was not he was out of it completely. And it was definitely interesting. I think the more interesting part was the actual place we were at, for sure. But
there was a woman.
It was a cool spot, but it was like
there was a woman with a little like a white Pomeranian.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
And she's holding the dog.
You could tell.
You could just.
It was this little blonde girl,
almost like what you see in the movies.
100%. That's exactly with this big fucking like Russian dude.
Yeah, and
and the little Pomeranian was on this long leash, and she put him. Yeah,
we were respectful, and we didn't make too much noise. We were just there observing, and I'm like, where?
Yeah. The more we looked around, we were like, wait.
I was like, this is. Yeah.
I
was like, I kind of know where I'm at. It's just, and you just, you're on you mind your P's and Q's, you see someone getting strangled in the corner. You just go, oh, look, hey, look at look at these lights.
They have a TV.
Look at these lights. You hear somebody scream, you go, my ears, I'm suffering from ringing ear. I can't hear.
To turn the music up a little bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was definitely. It was a cool spot. I'd go back. I'd go back.
I think as a kid, that reminds me of when I was a kid. I think one time we were in Boston, and I was in the back seat with my parents, and we saw these guys slashing tires.
Oh, Jesus.
And my mom goes, don't look, don't look, don't look. And I'm like, she's like, and she goes, dead men tell no tales. And I was like, and I did the whole, like the movie The Town, when the bank robbers come out and they got the nun masks. You know, dead men tell no tales. So like that mentality where he saw it and he goes, right? That was sort of how my mom was. Like, hey, she's like, because I was like, mommy, they're cutting tires. Mommy, look. She goes, dead men tell no tales, don't look. And I'm like, and I just didn't look. It's just like that kind of shit. So we were at this hangout that was questionable. And, you know, if something went down, I would suddenly become elderly with some kind of ailment.
The check?
I would become elderly or some kind of cripple, and I'd say, I can't see. I'm suffering from glaucoma. Somebody get me a stick. Like, I would immediately, I didn't see nothing. I didn't hear nothing.
But the thing is though, is that the people in there were nice.
They were cool.
It was great.
They were all
it was a
cool.
good spot. I would definitely go back. It wasn't like sketchy.
But now I know when we first got there, they sat us way in the corner.
Way in the back, yeah.
And I go, there was a street light blinding
It was
me.
out.
It was blinding me. It was blinding me. And I go, I got to sit somewhere else. Sit me with Boris. And the guy's sitting there, you know. And we were respectful, and
Yeah,
we survived. It was all good.
We survived.
It was all good. It was all good.
It was dope. It was a cool spot.
It was cool.
But okay, so another.
I tipped very fucking well. I tipped well. I knew where I was at. All right.
All right, another under the influence story.
So,
Wait, I'm trying to think
I've had people answer the phone.
I don't know how we're going to explain this.
What?
The email we got when I called it.
Oh, God.
I don't know how to explain that, though.
So we were doing business. We are doing business with somebody. And and somebody that was involved on the operations side had too much to drink.
And he must have confused something.
And he freaked out.
We got an email one night.
And we're
late at night.
I didn't even know who it was.
Yeah.
And I
knew who it was because I met with him before.
And he was saying all this stuff. And then I got an immediate follow-up email that apologized. He goes, that behavior is inexcusable. I'm really sorry. And this guy was clearly hammered.
Oh, it was an aggressive. It was an aggressive email. And this is a reputable. This is a reputable people. They're a group of people.
Yeah. So it's a vendor company we do business with, and then we deal with a main guy, and then there was someone behind the scenes that was frustrated about something.
So I don't know but it was late at night, and we got this very aggressive email.
Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah.
What are you? Who are you?
We didn't respond. I was like, listen,
this guy could be anybody, a popcorn salesman at the fair. I don't know who you are. You're yelling at me. I don't know who you are. Then I put the pieces together and I read it closely and I go, oh.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well. And then I figured it out. It's all set.
Yeah. It's all good. But don't send emails when you're drunk.
Do not. One thing that I see is
when you're frustrated with something.
Sometimes I see, and I mentioned this in the prior episode, sometimes people drink and they fill out forms. They fill out forms.
Fucking guys.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I need more zinc in my diet. I'm going to order this supplement. And then it comes in the mail and they go, what? I didn't order this. Crazy. Like, don't drunk shop. Don't drunk anything involving making decisions and transacting money, because you can make bad decisions. You can do or say stupid things. You should always do that stuff sober so you can make the right decisions, because you can do things and say things that you really didn't mean or want to do when you're under the influence. So I'm not waving a flag saying don't ever touch booze, but there's a time and a place. Now, when you're alone in your screened porch and your wife just yelled at you, maybe you need to throw back some. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Hey. That was loud.
Yeah, that's what it feels when you do it to me.
Now I am deaf. Now I can go back. Now I can go back to that lounge.
Yeah.
I go, Kagila. Pashol. Yati balublu. You just made me deaf.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified every single time we post an episode, and then you can watch it. Check us out on Instagram for clips, updates, more. Peace out.